too. Got some good, exciting new stuff to talk about today, and some good old stuff is exciting too, you know. Yeah, we got lots of topics. Our prez is wonderful. God bless you, sir. Thank you. What you did last night, by the way, this is February 5th. Last night was the SOTU, SOTU, State of the Union address by our beloved President Donald J. Trump. Oh man, what a showman. But on the other hand, he had a lot to show too, so kudos, and I don't give that out for free. I mean, come on, that was well earned, sir. Thank you very much. On the other hand, we have some crazy people in that room. Um, I'm going to call to task several. The obvious ones, you know, everybody's heard about Pelosi ripping up the speech. I'm sure that another item that will be important for the school play 100 years from now. Um, would you like to hear the ending of the school play, or you want to wait, or what? I can do it either way, you guys. You know that. This is going to be Rax Facts again today. I wanted to come on here yesterday and talk about what the press was going to say and how he was going to do it. But you know what? I held back. I didn't do it. I knew in the bottom of my soul somewhere that man was not going to mention the word impeachment, and he did not. We're talking about a serious class act. Yeah, serious class act. And keep in mind here, class isn't something you learn. It's something you are. And yeah, that's what we got here. Yeah, he's a showman, a showboater. He's all these things, but he's also got the real stuff. Did he shake her hand? No. Did he like not notice that she was extending her hand, so he just like missed it? No, no, that didn't happen. This is Donald Trump on the stage to give a State of the Union address. A detail such as shaking the Speaker of the House, Madam Speaker's hand in a polite and genteel fashion would not escape him. Not doing it was big. Not doing it in a way that people could say, well, maybe he just didn't notice she was putting her hand out, is even classier, thus making it bigger. Oh, I like you, man. I like you. What you did with our dear friend Rush Limbaugh. Thank you for that. Thank you. That was cool. But I'll tell you what was the coolest. The speech was fantastic. Pence was like watching you, and Pelosi's trying to chat at him the whole time, and he totally ignored her. And kudos to VP. Kudos. You did that really well. You didn't do it in a way that showed any rudeness or malice. You just did what you were there to do, and let her do what she was there trying to do, and say whatever, right? We're going to let that one go, and the reason is they both total fools themselves. I mean, Schiff, come on. He's sitting there looking like he got caught, like, I don't know, peeing in the woods. I mean, whatever, doing something that he just looked, and poor Dadler, oh, he sat there, you could see shame all over his face. He was cowering in that seat. It was such a sight. The two of them sitting next to each other, they're insane. They're insane. I mean, okay, first of all, not first of all, many of all, Schiff. I mean, come on. What was it? Just 2 days ago, is made in his closing arguments, whatever, made up a scenario where Trump is going to sell Alaska or give Alaska to the Russians to help him in his election. He actually said that. I mean, does he not know what a clown act he has become? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And he says it like he's so serious. And previous to that, in the earlier part of that same episode, he said, okay, let's talk about this phone call. And he's got a transcript. The whole world's got the transcript. The president put that out right away. And, and instead of reading things from the transcript that were relevant, he made up a parody of it that was like just an obvious parody that Saturday Night Live wouldn't run. And does he not know what he looks like, that's okay. God help us, they'll vote him out. Him and Nancy and a dozen others. Now, I tell you, this one I want to call out that actually wasn't there, and that's AOC. And baby, look, if you're going to not go to the State of the Union address, I mean, Don and I talk all the time, but that's not something he can just say, hey, Rax, here's a couple seats for you and Peggy at the State of the Union address. No, he does no. He can't do that. He's not going to do that, and it just wouldn't be right. But, AOC, if you're not going to go, let me use your seat, because there's 1,000,000,000 other people that would like to have that seat. So anytime you want to give up that seat, just give me a buzz. Um, I'd love to just sit there and say I was part of it. That would be cool. So cool. Oh yeah. So yeah, you and your squad are cackling and Nancy talking. And the whole thing was a clown act on your side. But the thing is, you did a clown act in front of a class act and tried to upstage a class act with the clown act. You can't do it, guys. You just can't do it. You're gonna lose. Look what's going on in Iowa. These people can't even count their own caucus. They've messed over Bernie twice. Bernie just keeps coming back. I'm pretty sure that Bernie does not want to win or could care less whether he wins. As long as he's got a seat somewhere, he can go ahead and get rich and say crazy stuff. And it's really quite scary if you think what he's saying. I mean, but no. So and so all of them come out the next day and claim that they are the ones that won. And old Booty Judy from Rudy Tooty, I don't know which guy, Booty Judgy, um, announced that he came in first. And I understand that the software that they just bought, Dems always get themselves in trouble with that software, don't they? They put that new software in to make something that could have been done with a count of hands, um, make it better. And of course, the software can't tell who voted for what right now. And it turns out that Booty Judy was a heavy supporter financially. I think he bought the software for that. Just weird. Really, really weird. But those guys, they'll just wear themselves out of existence, and that'll be okay, I guess. But in the meantime, we just gotta try and keep an eye on allowing them to not overdo or overstretch. You get the idea. So that's what's going on. But that's nothing, oddly enough. Thank you, Trump. That is still nothing compared to what's going on in China. Now, okay, most of you know by now there's a virus out that's being referred to as the coronavirus, which, by the way, is, as you'll find out, it's one of a class of viruses. The common cold is one form of it is a coronavirus. I think SARS and MERS were both coronaviruses. So coronaviruses, that's like Smith. Um, but we want to know if this is Joe, John, Billy, or Gene Smith. And that has, we got the sequence. You can, but it's kind of funny to me that it hasn't been named. I mean, it's got, an N01H kind of name. But, I mean, I don't want to call it chicken virus because I don't know if it came from chickens. I don't want to call it beaver virus because I don't know if it came from beavers or elks or you get grasshoppers or something. But, I'm going to just tell you that I think we've all heard about the plagues that would come from out of the beasts of the earth in the last days. You want to go there? Okay, let's do it. This thing's only been around since November. First earliest cases were probably contracted in November. This is February. It's early February. That's not long. 1 month, 2 months, maybe three, but probably not. Probably less than three. We didn't hear about it until mid-January. That's only been 3 weeks ago. Anybody in this country even heard of it. But China heard about it pretty quick and started doing things. They got hospitals built already since the thing came out. So when you think that they started building those hospitals last week, no, they started building those hospitals back in possibly before November. So somebody knew something. I mean, I'm glad that they have them. They need them. We need them desperately, but here's the thing. It's climbing exponentially. For those of you guys who know what that means, it's climbing exponentially. That's scary in itself. Um, for those who don't fully understand that, you know that means it's getting bigger. Yeah, it's getting bigger faster. And the faster it gets bigger, the bigger it gets faster. That will come to an end. And I could kind of give you the most likely end scenario, but it's going to be broad, and so it'll fit whatever happens. But I still can tell you. But right now it's doubling every roughly 5 to 6 days. You know, is it 5.3, 5.7? I don't know. It's between 5 and 6 days. Doubles. Let's be pacifists and say it takes 6 days. And you have one case today. 6 days you'll have two. If it doubles, 12 days you'll have four. Four people. Nobody died yet. It's just, oh, they got a cough. 18 days, you got 8. 24. Yeah, 16. 30 days, that's a month. 30 people. 30 days, 30 people. So it goes a person a day, right? Yeah, for the first month. Sure does. 6 more days later, that's less than a week. 36 days. What do we have now? 64 people. Well, that's a big jump, but it's still 64 people. But wait a minute. By the time we figure that out, we're 6 more days in. We're at 42. And we got 128 people, and most all of them in one spot. Spread out, but a density in one spot. The first hospital starts noticing that that's an alarming number of people with the flu. That's what, 42 days? 42 days, 48 days, 128 people. Yeah, it seems like we've got something going on here. 48, 50, 54, what are we talking about now? 54. 9 cycles. 500, I missed one, didn't I? Yeah, that's all right, 258. 512 people now. 512 people have it. Somebody died. Well, people die all the time. You probably have complications. Or 9 weeks, 10 weeks, 10 weeks. 10 cycles, 60 days. That's only 2 months. We're now at 1,000 people have it. So we should be concerned. We should start closing down some of these places where it's heavily contained. We can close down a couple of these shops and stuff in this right in this little heart. But 6 days later, now it's 2,096. A little bit 2 months into this thing's already spread to 4 countries, and there's people dying, and another one died in another country. All the rest of the countries get together and say, we got to end this, but by the time they get together, it's 6 more days. And now there's 4,190 or something. 4,100 people. Let's just call it 4,000 for now. Because by the time we calculated that, the news is getting out and people are starting to get concerned. Another cycle, we probably said 8,000. That was, about a week and a half ago. Now it's 20,000. By the time some of you see this, it'll be 100,000. I'm going to keep going because you need to hear this. You need to hear what's going to happen. People are starting to go back to work in China because they know they can't do anything about one way or the other. Especially in the dead center, some of them have, people have a natural immunity to just about everything. It's the way you were created. But mostly what we've done for the time we've been here is created a situation where we've lost a lot of that immunity. So that's gone, most of us. But the ability to build it back up once you catch a virus, if you get over it, you're pretty much immune to that particular strain for the rest of your life because your body won't tolerate it anymore. And therein lies how the path that begins how to manufacture vaccines. And they don't, when there's a new virus, there'll be a new vaccine. Depends on how close it is to the old virus and what markers they can attack. And they'll figure one out. And pretty soon everybody will get it, and some people get sick from it. But millions won't die. Most of these diseases mutate because as they go in, any one cell in your body can produce thousands and thousands of these little microbes. They're viruses. They're very small. I heard an estimate of somebody with, sorry for the reference here, but a fecal sample that was tested on somebody that passed. And they didn't know if it went that route even. And that sample produced 10 to the 8th virus particles, whatever you want to call them, virus fragments, 10 to the 8th per milliliter, cubic centimeter. Very tiny, 20 drops. I don't know if anybody in the room knows how big 10 to the 8th is, but Trump does not have that much money. The United States does not have that much money. You're starting to get the idea. That's in a milliliter. This stuff's very rampant. Now, that can be true of many bacteria, don't get me wrong, but this one attacks. So the question is, can we stop it? And the answer is no. What we can do is put it in an environment where it doesn't grow very well. That's about the best you can hope for. Keep yourself cleaned up, keep yourself dehydrated, keep yourself clean, sanitized. It's not a bunch of load or whatever. In the way most people do it, it is. But the reality is avoid. Avoidance. It's kind of like getting pregnant, Avoid and you won't get pregnant. Well, this is similar, but it's not the same, obviously. Avoid. Just avoid. If you can kick a door open to the bathroom, do it. I'm talking about public space with a thing on the bottom. In your own house, it is what it is, guys. Each one of you has got to protect the rest of you that live there. But out in public, touching stuff, here's the thing. Later on we might hear, oh, that was just an old wives' tale. Don't, you can get it from a toilet seat or you can get it from a doorknob or whatever. That was all proven to be wives' tale. It may end up being the proven wives' tale. But the point is, enough of it's been detected in a condition good enough to infect off of body surfaces for a while that protect yourself. It's mostly transmitted by droplets coming from a cough, but that's the easiest way for it to get out. It's not the only way. But contact with people that you aren't in contact with every day is, I would limit. And here's bringing this whole story back together. You see, last night, earlier yesterday afternoon, Don and I were talking. And I said, Don, you're around Pence every day. If you guys got it, you got it. Whatever. Nancy, she goes to like San Francisco and stuff. Just saying. Yeah, be nice, but I don't think I'd touch her. I wouldn't do it. And putting a glove on to shake her hand would just, come on, that would just be weirder. It would be okay. It would have been okay with me. But it would be weirder. So, just like, yeah, he did just what, it's not like I decided this for him. We just talking about it. And there it is. You saw it happen right there on TV. Smartest movie could have made. Kind of upset her. So it kind of makes me wonder if she's becoming delirious from something she caught in San Francisco. God knows, I wish her the best, but things happen. Yeah, things happen. Jesus. Jesus. So often we don't come to pray to you until, instead of going to our knees, we're put to our knees. And then we pray. And I guarantee you that at that point, praying's fine. Today I want to pray before we're on our knees, Lord. About this virus, I can't do anything about it. I know you can. If this is part of what you're going to allow, I say so be it. And I'm your willing servant, and you know that. But I do ask, Lord, as your servant, and in concert with many that listen to this, Lord, protect the people of China. Stop this thing in its tracks. Mutate it. Whatever it takes, I don't know. You know. We ask you that in the name of Jesus today. Stop it in its tracks. Protect us and our family, of course. But Lord, there's a bigger picture here. Because I'd like to be able to be one of the ones that pronounces that the Lord stepped in and saved us. For your glory, Lord Jesus, thank you. Amen. And if you listen to that, you got this far through it. You're not saved. Just pray to the Lord and ask Him to come into your heart, and it's a done deal. Find a friend. You all have them that can help you with that. A lot of us are real willing. Some know how to direct you, but it doesn't matter. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, this thing's going to get bigger. Viruses mutate, and they tend to dull out. I don't know if you noticed it. A pandemic such as the Spanish flu right after the First World War wiped out a lot of people. I don't know the numbers, millions as I remember, but a lot of people. But you see, right after World War I, a lot of people were traveling, coming home, and travel seems to have a lot to do with this type of an illness. It can spread. The further and the more it can spread, the net just gets cast. You want to contain that net as much as possible. So once this thing goes another 2-3 rounds, this 20,000 number is going to become 100,000 and then 200,000. That jump from 100 to 200 is going to scare the living gazillions out of people. All the way up to 100,000, people are just going to say, well, I really hate it for them people that are dying, but it's not here. Well, it makes that jump from 100 to 200. I'm not sure why, but there's going to be a psychological breakthrough in the world. But let me tell you something about those numbers. I believe personally that the 20,000 that we're hearing is the standard reported number for today. The associated deaths, which God bless the families, and we suffer with you. But that number is underreported for a number of reasons. One, to report all, you would have to be all-knowing, and anybody that has it and is showing signs may have come into contact with 100 people before they knew they had it but were infectious. And of those 100, maybe only 10% of them were transmitted. That's 10. That's 10 to 1. That R naught number that they're so afraid of because it's above 2 or above 1 or whatever. And it's like 3 or 4, which is scary high, especially for a disease that kills people. Measles is much higher, but it didn't kill a lot of people. So that's like a double whammy that makes it really scary. And I get that. Fear motivates just about anything. So you don't know how many people have it. I'm going to tell you right now, I personally believe it's at least 5 to 1, and probably 10 to 1, and could be 20 to 1. But it's not 1 to 1. It's not 20,000 people that have it. Now, when I say have it, they might not be walking around with symptoms. But no matter what happens to them, they're going to have symptoms in the next couple days. You can put everybody in the world individually into a bubble right now. Within a couple of days, there'll be a couple 100,000 people that have it because they have it now. So that number is already at 200,000. Call it Racks Facts. I don't mind. Wait a couple weeks and call me back and say, yeah, there it was. All right, that's not the point. Protect yourself. Avoid public contact. And do it in a loving way, not in a rude way. Sort of like in the hospital where they treat everybody like an AIDS patient. They still do because they don't want AIDS. Needle sticks can do it. They found that out and they went, oops. Hey, look, you don't just like playfully stroll through a minefield. You probably won't hit a mine. You really won't. But you might. If you do, and somebody will. So you kind of get the idea. Avoid public contact. It's your best defense. All right, what's going to happen? Markets. Markets are going to just kind of react for a little bit and go down for a little bit and go up front and say, oh, well, Big Pharma's going to do this. Or what about the crops that we're going to go to China? And what about the little widgets and toys that are coming from China that we won't be able to buy anymore? And their economy's going to go down. And they won't be able to buy our debt. And therefore, our dollar's going to shrink like an old t-shirt. And then it gets worse. I still say precious metals and crypto will go up. Personally, I want something I can hold, so you get the idea. And I don't give advice. Do whatever you want. I'm going to go buy some junk silver, find out what it is, learn what it is. It is the easiest way for you to survive for a period. And, at least until you can get your bearings straight. We're talking weeks, months, not years. So, anyway, yeah, it's going to get really bad. It's going to get really scary. Refer back to this. Don't get scared. Get saved. You'll have nothing to fear. Right now, I'm ready to go today. I was ready to go yesterday. The Lord didn't take me yesterday, and probably won't take me today, but, whatever. I know a lot of you know about my medical stuff, and, well, there's only one of two things going to happen. Either I'm going to go right away, or I'm going to live a long time, or something in between. So that's what it is. Have a very blessed day. More Racks Facts coming up later on.